Kindly one of you explain, no, what we have discussed in the last class. Joy John. Joy John.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, say no. Say about what is spectroscopy, what is EMR.
Spectroscopy is the study of interaction of EMR
Mm,
with matter. EMR means electromagnetic radiation.
mm,
The radiation with which was both electric and magnetic properties, ma'am.
okay.
There are two theories: wave theory and quantum theory.
Mm,
Um, in wave theory, it states the energy of wave in the form of
mm,
quantum. The properties of wave, according to wave theory, are wavelength, wave number, frequency, and velocity.
mm.
A
Okay.
complete,
Mm,
a complete wave has a peak and trough.
okay. Okay, thank you, Joy John. Let me ask somebody else. Padma Priya. Can you summarize the points, whatever he has not covered? Padma
Definition
Priya.
of the
Hmm.
spectroscopy, ma'am.
Ah,
It is a study of interaction of electromagnetic radiations with matter.
okay.
Characterization of the molecules.
Okay.
What
So,
is matter?
wave theory and
Definition,
corpuscular theory.
ma'am.
Say about wave theory and corpuscular theory. I think you have not gone through the material. Prepare and come in the next class. Okay. Saktivel.
Okay.
Mm, Can you say? Yeah, explain. Saktivel, are you there? Junaid? Junaid? Mohammed Junaid? Are you there? You can describe the theories behind spectroscopy. Junaid,
Yes,
say,
ma'am.
yeah, say no about wave theory and corpuscular theory.
Huh?
Say about the wave theory and corpuscular theory behind spectroscopy.
Wave theory has a uh, wave theory. It means the thrust and throw, ma'am. Like sound waves. Based on the distance between the thrust and throw, uh, it is known as wavelength, ma'am, and its frequency, how much thrust and throw it involves. Uh,
Okay.
this is known as frequency, ma'am, and velocity. time period, frequency, and time period, ma'am. Time period is inverse of frequency. So velocity will be mm, frequency into frequency velocity, ma'am. Okay. Complete wave has a peak and trough, ma'am.
Okay, pa. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Junai. For the first time, you have explained very good. Thank you.
Yes,
Here
ma'am.
we'll revise and we'll complete with the introduction today's class. In today's class, in the next class, we'll move on to
Ma'am,
individual.
Shaktivel got network problem, ma'am. So he can't.
Okay, I understood, pa. I understood. Okay, thank you. Now listen. Can observe the PPTs, right? So we have discussed what is spectroscopy and what is matter and what is an EMR, how it interacts with the matter. Matter is known as analyte particle, molecule, or a substance or a solute or a sample that is to be analyzed. And what are the theories and properties of electromagnetic wave we have discussed, under which there are two theories: wave theory, particle theory, or corpuscular or quantum theory we have discussed. This is what quantum theory equal to h nu. So light exists as wave and photon. Photon represents particle, particle of light. So it exists with wave theory and particle theory. And wave of light, electromagnetic radiation, can be characterized by four parameters: wavelength, wave number, frequency, and velocity. And we have seen individual characteristics where it is applied and what is that particular wave property. Wave number, wavelength, frequency, velocity, this all. And we have discussed the relationship between wavelength and wavelength with other parameters, wave number, frequency, and energy, where wavelength is indirectly proportional to other parameters: wave number, frequency, and energy. These three parameters, wave number, frequency, and energy, are directly proportional. When wave number increases, frequency also increases and energy also increases, where wavelength will be decreased. This is the concept. If you understand this concept, then it is easy to understand energy of each electromagnetic radiation. Okay. So now let's see only this slide today with this means about what are all the different spectroscopic analysis you are going to learn according to your syllabus. Okay. Types of spectroscopy. Here the tabular column represents what type of spectroscopy you are going to discuss, means learn, and what is the electromagnetic radiation used in each spectroscopic method. Since electromagnetic radiation used only, it is called as spectroscopic method, and what wave property and unit of measurement we are using for that electromagnetic radiation, and what is the particle property and how it interacts with the matter. This all will discuss, so that you will understand what you are going to learn under each spectroscopic analysis, and in brief about individual technique we will be discussing later. Okay. And now we'll see the types, classification of spectroscopy. It is divided into electronic and structural elucidation spectroscopy. Electronic and structural elucidation. Electronic represents will be studying the molecule according to its electronic property, electrical property. So your electromagnetic radiation, electric wave of electromagnetic radiation will be interacting with the, here you can see, electric property of an electromagnetic radiation will interact with the electric property of a matter. This is electric wave and this is magnetic wave. You can see the oscillation of two waves, right? So here, this type of spectroscopy, electrical wave of electromagnetic radiation will interact with the molecule. That's why it is classified as electronic spectroscopy. It represents electrical field interaction between matter and EMR occurs in between the spectroscopic techniques. And this is again classified into two broad categories: absorption and emission spectroscopy. Absorption and emission, where electromagnetic radiation is absorbed by the molecule or atom. Here electromagnetic radiation will be emitted by a molecule or atom. Okay, so that we get two types of spectroscopy based on the nature of sample interaction between interaction with your electromagnetic radiation. Okay, and again, absorption spectroscopy is divided into two categories: molecular spectroscopy and atomic spectroscopy. That means absorption occurs at molecular level. Whole molecule will be absorbing. The amount of radiation absorbed will be analyzed in this category of spectroscopic technique, where in atomic spectroscopy, atoms will be absorbing the radiation. So that interaction occurs at atomic level. So this two kind of spectroscopy you can find in absorption and both in emission also. Here also you can find molecular emission and atomic emission spectroscopy. So absorption is divided into molecular and atomic, since absorption takes place at molecular level and also at atomic level. Likewise, emission also occurs at molecular level and also at atomic level. Now we'll see the example of spectroscopic techniques which come under molecular absorption and atomic absorption, like that molecular emission and atomic emission. Where UV visible spectroscopy will come under UV visible spectroscopy will come under molecular absorption spectroscopy, where atomic absorption AAS atomic absorption spectroscopy will lie under atomic absorption categories. Then fluorimetry will come under molecular emission. Fluorimetry will come under molecular emission, where atomic emission or flame emission spectroscopy, atomic emission or flame emission spectroscopy will come under atomic emission category. Okay. So this is about electronic spectroscopy. So you will be studying, it is based on principle and application. I have given this classification. So you are going to learn UV visible spectroscopy, atomic absorption, fluorimetry, atomic emission, and atomic flame emission spectroscopy. These are all the techniques, 4 techniques under electronic spectroscopy you are going to learn. Okay. And here in these techniques, what EMR is used in all these 4 techniques, which comes under electronic spectroscopy category, it will be using UV visible radiation as electromagnetic radiation for analyzing the sample. So what radiation is used? UV visible radiation for all the techniques. What are all the techniques? UV visible, atomic absorption, fluorimetry, atomic emission, or flame emission. This in all this 4 category you can find UV visible means UV visible radiation. Listening, no? Getting my voice clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we'll see about wave property. What wave property for UV visible radiation will be measuring? Already we have seen in the first slide itself. Right here. What wave property we are using for UV visible radiation? Wavelength. So we will be measuring UV radiation with wavelength. So that here it is given wavelength in lambda represents the symbol of wavelength, and the unit is nanometer distance unit. You know what is wavelength? That is distance between successive troughs or successive crests is known as wavelength. That is used as wave characteristic or wave property for UV visible radiation. Unit of measurement of wavelength is nanometer. So range will be, UV visible range will be 200 to 800 nanometer. So it is measured with wavelength. It is denoted with lambda. So where this UV visible is used as radiation for analyzing the samples? In UV visible, atomic absorption, fluorimetry, atomic emission, and flame emission. Totally in electronic spectroscopic techniques, UV visible radiation is applicable. So UV visible radiation of this particular nanometer wavelength of radiation will interact with the electric property of the sample. Which property? Electric property. That's why it is used for all electronic spectroscopy at molecular particle property using means that is how it interacts with the molecule. That we'll discuss now. Photon will be interacting with, photon represents particle property of the wave, right? Wave exists with wave property and particle property. So quantum, a quanta, photon will be interacting with the molecule. So that is how interaction takes place between electromagnetic radiation and molecule. So photon interacts with molecule in UV visible spectroscopy. That is molecular absorption spectroscopy, photon plus molecular interaction takes place. Likewise, in atomic absorption spectroscopy, at atomic level, absorption takes place where interaction takes place between photon and atom. Likewise, molecular emission where photon will be interacting with molecule for emitting the radiation. Likewise, photon will be interacting with atom for emission. It will be absorbed radiation will be analyzed in absorption spectroscopy. In means the emitted radiation here will be analyzed in emission spectroscopy. Okay, so this is about electronic spectroscopy. How many techniques we are going to learn? 4 techniques. UV visible, atomic absorption, fluorimetry, atomic emission. These 2 will be of absorption type, these 2 will be of emission type. In emission, a molecular level, atomic level emission. Then in absorption, molecular level and atomic level absorption. This absorption is different from adsorption. Okay. In chromatography, you have learned adsorption, D, the surface phenomenon. This is absorption. Radiation will be absorbed into the molecule. So it is absorption. And this all comes under electronic category. So this is the first category of spectroscopic techniques what you are going to learn. So once we finish learning all these 4 techniques, then we'll be moving on to structural elucidation spectroscopy. Already we have said in the beginning itself, spectroscopy is applicable for characterization of a molecule. So when EMR is interacted with the molecule, we can get information regarding particular characteristics. So what bond, functional group, everything is learned and identified by using structural elucidation spectroscopy. So this is particular with the different techniques will be particular about elucidation of chemical structure of a molecule. Okay. So what are the techniques will give about chemical structure information of known or unknown organic molecules means first one IR spectroscopy. It is known as infrared spectroscopy. Then NMR spectroscopy, nuclear magnetic resonance. Then ESR, electron spin resonance. Then mass spectroscopy. Then XRD, X-ray diffraction spectroscopy. X-ray diffraction. Then polarimetry. These are all the techniques. 6 techniques are applicable for structural elucidation spectroscopy. Elucidation represents detecting or identifying or recognizing structure of a chemical molecule. Okay. It may be mostly organic molecule. We can detect organic molecule of unknown compound or known compound. Or compound detected will be compared with known chemical structure of a molecule also. All processes can be done with these techniques. Okay. First, we'll see about IR spectroscopy, where electromagnetic radiation used is infrared radiation, IR radiation. And IR radiation, what wave property is used to characterize IR radiation? Wave number. That is represented with nu bar and the unit is centimeter inverse. Then how particle property and interaction with matter occurs? The photons of IR radiation will interact with molecular vibration. Molecule will be associated with vibrational energy. Whole molecule with will be associated with vibrational energy. A molecule will be having rotational energy, vibrational energy, translational energy. Okay, 3 types of molecular energies are available with any molecule. If you take any molecule, it will be having translational energy. Molecule is not a fixed one. It will be flexible and movable. Okay, in the given space. So that the molecule will be having translational energy, rotational energy and vibrational energy. And this IR radiation will be interacting with vibrational energy of the molecule. So photon will be interacting with molecular vibration. Okay, so here represents molecular vibration. Since it is interacting with vibration energy of the molecule, the spectroscopy is itself called as vibrational spectroscopy. IR spectroscopy spectroscopy is vibrational spectroscopy. Okay, since it will be interacting with vibrational energy of the molecule. And in brief about vibrational energy interaction, how what are all the different frequency interactions, types of vibrational energies, everything we'll be studying under in infrared spectroscopy. Okay. So what wave property we are using for IR spectroscopy? Wave number. To measure IR radiation, wave number is used. Unit is centimeter inverse. And the particle property is photon will be interacting with molecular vibration. Okay. Then next technique is NMR spectroscopy. Next to IR, NMR spectroscopy. NMR represents nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Here what electromagnetic radiation is used? Radio waves. Radio waves or radio frequency radiations, and it is measured with the frequency. Radio waves, already we have seen frequency units are used for radio waves and microwaves, right? Radio waves and microwaves, radio waves and microwaves, frequency units are used. IR is particularly measured with centimeter inverse only. Since it is interacting with vibrational frequency, it is also considered with frequency units. But radiation is measured with centimeter inverse, wave number only. Okay. Then radio waves and microwaves are measured with frequency units. So what unit of frequency? Hertz, megahertz, or even we can say with mega cycles per second also. Hertz we can use, or cycles per second also we can use for measuring radio waves and also microwaves. The same unit and wave property is used for measuring radio and microwaves. Where in NMR spectroscopy, what particle property and how interaction takes place with the molecule means the photon of radio waves will be interacting with nucleus. Photon of radio waves will be interacting with nucleus of the atom. So molecule will be composed of atom will be composed of nucleus. That nucleus will be interacting with the radio waves. So it is particular to get chemical structural information, and it is specific and most significant technique to get maximum information regarding the chemical structure, that is NMR spectroscopy. So here interaction takes place at nuclear level. So here what property of photon will be interacting means magnetic property. Okay, magnetic wave of radio waves will be interacting with the magnetic property of the nucleus. Okay, so that this technique is specific and it is called as nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Since it is interacting at nuclear level, it is represented with nuclear magnetic. Since it is interacting with magnetic property of the molecule, then it is called as magnetic property and resonance. The interaction will occurs at resonance level. That we'll be discussing what is resonance under NMR spectroscopy when we are discussing that topic. Okay, so what is NMR spectroscopy? It will be using radio waves as electromagnetic radiation, and the property used for electromagnetic radiation characteristic is frequency, and it is mentioned with nu, and the unit is megahertz or mega cycles per second, and the interaction takes place with the particle or molecule is photon plus nucleus. At nuclear level, magnetic property of photon will be interacting with the magnetic property of the nucleus. Okay, then next we'll move on to electron spin resonance spectroscopy. What is ESR? Electron spin resonance. Electron spin is getting resonates with the microwaves. Okay, so that is called as resonance electron spin resonance spectroscopy, where the electromagnetic radiation used is microwaves. And the unit is same like radio waves measurement. Wave property and unit of measurement is same, and particle property and the interaction with matter is microwaves. Photons of microwaves, that is particle of microwave, will be interacting with the unpaired electrons present in the molecule, where it will be interacting unpaired electrons, where here also you can find electronic spectroscopy, and the electronic property of the wave is interacting with the whole molecule or atom. Here the electronic property of wave will be interacting with the electronic property of molecule, whole molecule or an atom to absorb or emit the radiation. But in electron spin resonance spectroscopy, photon will be interacting with unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons means non-bonding electrons. Or free radicals, unpaired electrons, that is free radicals. Okay, at free radical, or we can say that transition metals also will be having means various states, like oxidized state, reduced state, likewise. So to that molecules, electron spin resonance spectroscopy, that is microwaves, free radicals. For free radicals analysis, ESR spectroscopy is used, where electronic property of microwaves will be interacting with unpaired electron. And both the techniques, NMR and ESR, will be more or less similar. Here at nuclear level, the interaction occurs. Here at unpaired electronic level, interaction occurs. Mainly unpaired electrons. Okay. And next technique is, next to ESR, mass spectroscopy. Mass spectrometry also. It is called as mass spectrometry or mass spectroscopy. And here, this is the technique which is not using electromagnetic radiation. Then also it is called as spectroscopy, since we'll be applying high energy electronic voltage for activating the molecule, okay, to analyze by mass spectroscopy, and we'll get a report as spectrum only, so that it is called as mass spectroscopy. Why mass spectroscopy is coming under spectroscopic technique, even it is not using any electromagnetic radiation, means we will be using high electron voltage for activating the molecule. I will discuss how to activate the molecule and where the electronic high energy voltage is applied. Okay, so that it is called as spectroscopic technique. So no EMR is used, and no wave property and wave characteristic is measured. And particle property here measured is molecular mass. In order to measure molecular mass, we'll be using high electron voltage, so that it is coming under mass spectroscopy. Okay. And the next technique is XRD. What is XRD? X-ray diffraction, X-ray diffraction, or X-ray diffraction, whatever you can call. XRD represents X-ray diffraction, where it uses X-rays as EMR, and wavelength is used. Already we have seen wavelength is used to measure X-rays and UV visible radiation, right? X-rays and UV visible radiation, wavelength is used. Already we have seen in UV visible radiation, UV visible spectroscopy, UV visible radiation is also measured with nanometer units of wavelength. Here it is measured with angstrom units. Wavelength of X-rays are measured with angstrom. Okay. And how interaction takes place with the X-rays and for your molecule means it acts as at crystals, okay, crystal level, electrons present at crystal level, okay, so that we can determine what type of crystals, particle characteristics can be determined, surface characteristics can be determined, what type of crystal, whether amorphous or hygroscopic, or what type of crystal. Different types of crystals are there, no? Your molecule will be existing in the solid state, that can be analyzed using XRD technique, where interaction takes place with photons of X-rays with crystals at crystal level, okay, solid crystal level. Then next technique is polarimetry. Polarimetry, you should have already studied about polarimetry in school itself, I think so. So you are going to read polarimetry, since it is very important to learn the different enantiomers of drugs, since some drugs will be existing activity when it is exist with the dextro form, or some will be giving activity in levo form, so that this technique is very important to learn. Okay. And here also electromagnetic radiation used is UV visible radiation only, like electronic spectroscopy, but it is applicable for giving structural properties of the molecule. So I have classified and given under polarimetry. Okay, and the unit used is wavelength, UV visible radiation units only, nanometers of wavelengths. Okay. Then photons, polarimetry, UV visible radiation of photons. Photons will be interacting with chiral centers. Okay, where it will be interacting at chiral centers of the molecule. Chiral centers means carbon will be having all four groups attached to carbon will be different groups. No same groups will be attached to the carbon. So that it is called chiral center. So it will be representing, or chiral molecules will be having optical properties, that is measured with optical activity of the molecule is measured and characterized and quantified by polarimetric method. Okay, so these are all the different spectroscopic techniques you are going to learn. Totally 10 techniques, right? 6 in structural elucidation and 4 in electronic spectroscopy you are going to learn. Once we'll revise the structural elucidation technique. What are the 6 techniques you are going to learn? IR, NMR, infrared, nuclear magnetic resonance, electron spin resonance, mass, XRD, X-ray diffraction, and then polarimetry. These are all the techniques under structural elucidation spectroscopy. Here IR will give about what structural information IR will give means it will be giving about functional group present in the molecule. Then NMR will give about proton. NMR will give about how many protons and what kind of protons, what means where it is placed in the molecule. Everything will be given through proton NMR. Where C13 NMR, carbon 13 NMR will give about how many carbons and what type of carbon, where it is attached with the proton. Everything will be derived from C13 NMR spectroscopy. So NMR and IR will give this much information. Then electron spin resonance is applicable for only free radicals, where if no free radicals is existed with the molecule, we will not go with electron spin resonance. Then next to NMR, we'll be moving with mass spectroscopy to calculate the molecular mass of the determined molecule through IR and NMR. Then XRD will say about the particle nature, whether it is what type of crystal it is. Then polarimetry will say about whether the molecule is optically active or not, and which will be reacting with particular receptor to produce some pharmacological effect. That also can be identified through polarimetric method. So these are all the different applications of structural elucidation spectroscopy overall. Okay, so that you are going to learn the theories behind each technique and what type of molecules it is applicable, and you are going to perform interpretation of spectra also, how to detect the molecule. In practicals, you will be performing the interpretation. Okay, and units of measurement, different radiations are used, and how the interaction takes place between molecule and photon. Understood? No? Is there any doubt in this slide? Is there any doubt in this slide?
No, ma'am.
No, clear, right? It is simple only. When we are learning about individual techniques, it will be easy and you will get a clear idea about each technique. Now I am giving an overall idea. If you know this only, it will be easy to learn individual techniques. Since if directly I go with the individual technique, you will be getting different concepts and you will get confused with other technique. Which technique follows which category or which principle, everything, mechanism, everything you will be getting confused. Even applications also will be getting confused. That's why this tabular column I have given, this will be giving clear idea about what you are going to learn under each technique and what is the application, overall application of each technique. Okay, so total spectroscopy techniques are divided into electronic and structural elucidation. In electronic, absorption and emission are there. In structural elucidation, there are 6 techniques are there. And in absorption and emission, molecular, atomic, likewise emission also molecular, atomic are there, and there 4 categories. Each technique is specified with a different spectroscopy and explained with different spectroscopy. And electromagnetic radiation used is UV visible for total electronic spectroscopy, and how it is characterized and how it is interacting with the matter at molecular level, atomic level, likewise molecular vibration level, IR spectroscopy, nuclear level, NMR spectroscopy, unpaired electron, electronic level of unpaired electrons in a ESR spectroscopy, and molecular mass is determined through mass spectroscopy. Then crystal level, here chiral centers. Chirality of molecule will be interacting with photons. Clear now? Let us move on to next slide, saying about different instruments used for absorption and emission spectroscopy. So these are the instruments we'll be using for analyzing the molecules. In absorption spectroscopy is UV visible spectrophotometer. It is called, instrument is called spectrophotometer, where the technique is called spectroscopy. Okay, and the result what you are getting will be called as spectrum in singular. If you get a single spectrum, then it is called spectrum. If you get multiple spectrum, then it is called spectra. Okay, spectra, spectrum, that is the difference. Like in chromatography, we used to call the results like chromatogram, where instrument is called chromatograph and the technique is called chromatography. Likewise, in spectroscopy, technique is called spectroscopy and the instrument is called spectrophotometer. Spectrometers or spectrophotometers, some will be called as spectrophotometers and some will be called as spectrometers. I'll say you the difference why we are calling with spectrometers and spectrophotometers. And then if photons are used, then it is called spectrophotometers. If no photons are used, and then it is called spectrometer. So mass spectrometry, no photon we are using, so we can call it as mass spectrometer. It is not called as mass spectrophotometer. Okay, where other techniques will be using photons like UV visible radiation and X-ray, like IR, like that we'll be using different radiation. So it is called spectrophotometers. And the result is called spectrum, singular form. If you get single spectrum, then it's called single spectrum. Multiple spectrum are called as spectra, not spectrums. Okay, spectra. Okay. Then UV visible instrument, you could have found the same instrument in our college also, and that is UV 1800. Then atomic absorption, this is atomic absorption spectrophotometer. This is flame emission spectrophotometer. Fluorimeter, this is fluorimeter. Okay, this is flame emission spectrophotometer, and we can call it as a flame photometer. This instrument is called as flame photometer, since here we are not getting spectrum. From this instrument we will not get spectrum result. So we cannot call the spectrum means instruments as spectrophotometer. We just call fluorimeter and flame photometer. When we use spectrofluorimetry, then we will call it as spectrofluorimeter. Okay, when we get spectrum from the fluorimeter, or spectrum from the flame photometer, or spectrum from colorimeter, you should have seen the small colorimeter also, where we will not get the spectrum. But in UV visible spectrophotometer, we will be getting the spectrum, where we can call it as spectrophotometer. From the instrument which we cannot get spectrum from, that instrument is called as only photometers. Okay, not spectro. We cannot add the term spectro. So fluorimeter is just called as fluorimeter. Unless we get a spectrum, it is not called as spectrofluorimeter. Okay, only you get the percentage flame or fluorescence intensity from this. So it is called fluorimeter only. Likewise, this is flame photometer. This is not called as spectroflame photometer. Here we will not get spectrum from this. So it is called just as flame photometer. But we are using photons, so we can call it as flame photometer. So this is the types of instruments used for absorption category and emission category. This is molecular absorption, this is atomic absorption. This is molecular emission, this is atomic emission. Hope you should have seen these all instruments except atomic absorption in our institution, right? UV visible, fluorimeter, flame photometer, all three instruments you could have seen in our instrumentation lab. If you have not found, you can see when you are coming to the college, and you will be performing experiments also using these instruments. Then about structural elucidation spectroscopy, there are 6 techniques we have seen. Infrared, this is infrared spectrophotometer. It is also called spectrophotometer. Here you can find the spectrum in the display or monitor you can observe. So it is called spectrophotometer, IR spectrophotometer. Then NMR also will give spectrum. So NMR spectrophotometer it is. The ESR spectrophotometer, ESR spectrophotometer or ESR spectrometer, you can call it as. Then mass spectrometry, mass spectrometer it is, mass spectrometer. Then XRD, X-ray diffraction spectrophotometer. Then polarimeter, this is polarimeter. So these are all the instruments you are going to use and you are going to learn also. Theory behind, working mechanism behind each technique you are going to learn. Here, what are all the experiments you will be carrying out means IR, and then NMR, electron spin resonance, mass spectrometer. These 3 instruments, even XRD, these 4 instruments are not available in our institution. Where polarimeter and FTIR is available, that you will be performing. It is not available in our campus. In university central drug testing laboratory, it is available. So where you can go and get your samples analyzed. Okay. So these 2 instruments you will be carrying out your analysis, where other instruments you could find in research centers. If we get chance, you will be learning to analyze the samples by these instruments also. Okay. Since free radicals only are analyzed by ESR, mostly will not be having this instrument ESR. Okay, where mass, XRD, NMR all will be available with research centers where you can go and learn. Okay, but theory and mechanisms I will be teaching you. So these are all the techniques you are going to learn under spectroscopy. With this, I am completing today's class. Thank you all. In the next class, we will be seeing about absorption, mainly UV visible spectroscopy, molecular absorption, the first technique you will be studying. Okay, we will be discussing in the next class. Thank you all. All of you be safe.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thanks for listening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No, ma'am.
okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you all have written the assignment on first session questions. If not, complete today and
Yes,
submit. Okay, those are submitted. Okay, I'll be evaluating it. Others also submit. Thank you. I'll be posting the status of your attendance and assignment status in your WhatsApp group.
Thank you, ma'am.